Hey you guys, welcome back to my channel, and if this is your first time here, welcome. So I posted in my community tab, and this is if you guys didn't get to see it. The question that I asked you guys, were you interested in seeing the braid pattern that I did to be able to execute this flawless sew in, if I say so myself? And you guys said absolutely you would like to see the braid pattern. And so today in this video, I will be discussing the braid pattern I chose and why. So let's get into today's video. Roll it. All right, you guys. So when it comes to doing a traditional sew-in, it's so many different braid patterns you can do to execute this service. But the braid pattern that I chose today to be able to give my client a traditional sew-in with the middle part gives more of a natural flat look. To me, this pattern gives the flattest look I have ever done when it comes to doing a sew-in. Alright, so what you will see me do is the braid pattern, and also I will talk about information about a sew-in, things that I learned with doing this braid pattern, when I think a sew-in is perfect for you to do, and I will end it by talking about why I chose this braid pattern. All right, so let's talk about when should you get a sew-in. So a sew-in is perfect when your hair is healthy. If your hair is healthy, your ends is healthy, your scalp is healthy, then a sew-in will be perfect to do. It's a beautiful style if it's installed in right. It gives you the opportunity to play with your hair without fully damaging your hair. Also, it can help with healthy hair growth if your hair, your scalp, and your ends is healthy. Now, if you are dealing with any issues with your hair, you're dealing with any issues with your scalp, or if your hair ends is very damaged, then a sew-in will now become a hinder to your hair. You want to make sure your hair is completely healthy. I do highly suggest to always take out the time to go to a professional to be able to examine your hair, examine your scalp, and examine your ends to make sure it is fully healthy before they put you in a sew-in, or before you to decide to do something like this at home. Now, when you are choosing a stylist, I do highly suggest to choose a stylist that focus on healthy hair growth outside of focus on styling your hair. So for example, I focus on healthy hair growth. So when my customers do get their sew-ins, it comes with cleansing the scalp with a shampoo service. It comes with deep condition the hair, either with the moisturizer conditioner or the protein conditioner, and that depends on what the client needs at that moment. Also, it does come with blowing the hair out and trimming the ends to make sure your hair is healthy before going into the protective style. Now, if you decide to get a sew-in and you want to book a service with a stylist, please, you guys, make sure you speak to your stylist and you ask them, do the service come with shampooing my hair, deep condition, and trimming my ends? That is the minimal thing a person can do to keep your hair healthy, but also it's the most important thing to do before you go into any protective style, to make sure your hair is at the healthiest point before you go into that style. Now, my suggestion when it comes to protective styling, please do not keep it in any longer than 2.5 months, because the new growth, the wear and tear and the residue and the buildup of your scalp daily being into that protective style can mildew your hair. It can become more damage to your hair. So make sure you keep that in mind when it comes to the longevity of the protective style. All right, so let's now talk about what I learned when it comes to this braid pattern. So, one of the things I learned when I was reflecting on my client hair is that even though her hair is thick and full, I could have used a little bit of braiding hair to give more of stability and to also be more of an anchor to keep the hair from being loose when it comes to the braiding pattern. So I highly suggest that when it comes to utilizing braiding hair, it's not just used for fine or thin hair. You can also use it for thick hair. You just will reduce the amount that you use when it comes to uh, adding in the hair because you don't want it to look thick and big and bulky braids. So you can use a little bit of braiding hair could have been added in just to add more of a stability and more strength and keeping the braids anchored through the days in and months in of the sewing. And I also learned when it comes to this braiding pattern, when you are braiding the braids down her hair off the scalp, I do highly suggest to braid it completely down. Do not leave any loose hair before you're adding into the next braid. You want to make sure the braid that you are braiding off the scalp is completely braided down, not like the way I did it where I had it still a little bit loose and then I added it in. I would highly suggest to braid it all the way down. All right, so now I would like to talk about what I learned about sew-ins. Beautiful sew-ins have been very popular amongst African American women because it gives us so much, so much. So, to name some of the things that a sew in does for us, it gives us versatility. It also does help us when it comes to protecting our hair and providing healthy hair growth. Also, with sew ins, is something that is just more a traditional thing when it comes to the African American hair salon. I do remember as a little girl working in my auntie hair salon. Sew-ins was definitely something that was done. It is so beautiful on us. We have mastered this thing and it always look good and it always look beautiful on us, especially when it is done correctly. This helps with protecting our crown. Just like other beautiful protective styles we have used over time and passed down from generation to generation, braids, crochets. The number one thing that is important before you go into any protective style is to make sure your hair is healthy so you can get the great benefits of a protective style. So you will hear me say in this video multiple times, make sure your hair is healthy. And that is because that part is so crucial. Make sure your hair, your scalp, and your ends are healthy. All right, so my last point is why did I choose this pattern? And the simple answer is because I love it. So the reason why I love this pattern is because it always give a flat look. The flatter the hair is up top by the crown of your hair, which is closer to the leave-in part, the more natural the sew-in looks. So by putting all the weight and all the bulkiness of her sew-in at the base part, which is the bottom part, which is the back of the neck, it gives more of a natural look. So once you sew the hair in and it all falls down, it just looks really good and really natural. And also the leave-in part and everything is flat. Now with this braid pattern, something you cannot do is you can't do a top knot, or you can't even do a middle knot. This would be more if you wanted to put your hair in a ponytail, a low ponytail, then you can do that. Of course, if you want to just consistently wear it the way that my client will have it, because that's the way I braid it down for her to be able to wear it that way with the middle part. But those are the things you can't do. So just FYI, with this braiding pattern, it will be difficult for you to be able to wear your hair in a high bun or wear your hair in a ponytail in the middle. All right, you guys. So before we end today's video, I just want to talk about some of the things I want to do moving forward into 2023. I can't believe we're almost at the end of this year, but yes. So one of the things I want to do when it comes to my two golden hands is that I want to increase my sew-in services. I want to actually lean more into doing sew-ins. This is something I definitely love to do, and also I have been doing for quite some time, but I just kind of rest on it and dived in more other areas that I wanted to venture in when it comes to doing hair. But I would like to come back to doing sew-ins. And so moving forward in 2023, I will be doing more sew-ins. So you guys will see me promote and have more videos towards that. Also, if you're located in Houston, Texas, and you're looking for someone to do your sew-in, then please, down in the description, go ahead and hit the link so you can book your appointment. And oh, let me say this, because sometimes I remember to say in my videos and sometimes I don't. But please subscribe. Make sure you guys subscribe, because I'm trying to get to 1,000 subscribers, and I only can get there with your love and support. So please make sure you subscribe. And also, if you like videos like this, then check out my channel. I got more videos for you guys to see of different services I give at the salon. And once again, leave comments down below. Have you utilized this braid pattern before, or do you do different braid patterns? What type of braid pattern do you like when it comes to your sew-ins? And also let me know, how do you like today's sew-in? How does it look on her? I think she looks beautiful, but also leave your comments down below. Now let's be nice and let's share and help each other grow in this industry. Thank you guys so much for watching today's channel and watching today's video. And I'll talk to you guys later. Remember to drink your water for healthy hair, skin, and nails. And I'll talk to you later. Bye. 10:30, no later than dropping them drawers. I know what you want. I ask myself, is this shit real?